Hello everyone, welcome to our discussion forum. So now in this session and in further sessions, I'm going to talk about investment advisor level 1 preparation. So all the participants who are looking to prepare for this exam, they can go through these videos and do let me know in the comment option if you have any question or any concern if you have with the respect to the content what I'm going to present to you. Now discussing about this exam, okay, let me come to the page number 8. If you see this exam, in this exam you'll have around 90 multiple choice questions, and then you have to solve 9 caselets or case based questions. I'll suggest strictly that when you write this exam, you make sure that you first attempt these MCQ question first, then you can work on case studies questions. Okay, the examination will be of 3 hours, and the passing score for the exam, as you can see, 60%. Okay, so that means out of 150 marks exam, you have to get minimum 90 marks to clear this. Okay, talking about the composition of this 150 marks, 90 marks you will get straight away from MCQ. Then the remaining 60 marks you will get from case studies. Okay, you can see 6 cases will come from for section A, where you'll have 5 questions of 1 marks, and then you have another 3 case where you have 5 questions of 2 marks each. Okay, so just keep this in your mind. Now coming to the content part, now let's start the first chapter. Okay, so in this first chapter of the module 1, we're going to talk about a personal financial planning. Okay, so when it comes to personal financial planning, here I'm going to talk about the concept of financial planning and then the need of financial planning. So, guys, you need to understand that when I talk about financial planning, what is basically a financial planning? It is basically a process that enables the better management of the personal financial situation of a household or an individual. So basically, you know that being a responsible person of a family or for a society or for certain set of individuals, uh, being an earning member, we all are responsible to make sure that at the end of the day, we generate some income, and from that income, possibly there would be a lot of expenses to run a family, and then we should could able to save some form of money in the form of saving that can be accumulated over period, so that that can help us to mitigate any uncertain situation if it happens in a life, or to go through the regular expenses of the family. So basically financial planning talks about how we can manage our financial planning situation. Okay, because certain things are very uncertain in life. We cannot predict everything when it comes to uh, working on the responsibilities, when it comes to identifying the key goals and putting them in a place so that we can meet our goals of a life. These goals are those goals I'm talking about, which may or may not be very much would be pre-forecasted. If we could forecast certain goals, we know that that definitely gonna happen in life, then a better planning can be worked on, work defining a holistic approach to make sure that we can pertain our financial situation, evaluate our future needs, and develop a process which can help us to create an required fund, so that we can work on the process which can help us to generate the required corpus for the given situation. But every time when you see these kinds of events, may or may not be we are prepared for these kind of situations. So basically financial planning make us to think that what all possible threats we can face, and then and based on that, what definitions we can make so that we can achieve this dream. So when you talk about any individual, we all have a limited earning. Okay, and we all work to make sure that we should meet our current and future needs and expenses. Okay, so there may be different ways how we can earn income, but at the same time there are many ways are there through which we have predefined expenses. Okay, and what matters here is that that how much we are dependent on this income, regular income, what we expecting after every regular interval of time, because uncertain certain situation or unexpected expenses uh, are never come knocking our door. They come suddenly, so we need to aware that how much we are prepared for these uncertain situation. So financial planning help us to streamline our expenses, our income, our assets and liabilities, so that we can work for our current and the future needs. Okay, so here this example is given, like there's a person called Vinod. Okay, don't correlate this Vinod with the person of Panchayat series. Okay, there's a person called Vinod. He's 40-year-old and he's earning some form of money. Then he's spending these money for his family, for meeting his regular expenses. Okay, and he's doing a decent job, and possibly his savings are also very uh like decent in the way that he can meet all his expenses, and then he can do investment also. But certain questions even then persist on mind, like being we know there's a sole member of his family, sole earner of the family, how much he has made provision to take care of his expenses. Okay, so that in a situation that if his current income is interrupted for any reason. Okay, imagine we, because we know this is the only earning member of the family, and by any chance if this income got interrupted for any reason, maybe he lost job or whatever, so and so reasons. Okay, so will he able to withstand that situation, because uh, he need regular fund to meet his current expenses. So how much he's prepared for this uncertain situation. Then the next question comes that does he have taken a adequate insurance cover which can take care of his family requirement in case of any kind of uncertain demise kind of situation if it happened. Question comes about health insurance, because health insurance is, I believe, we all have to definitely have to take health insurance. So because health insurance is definitely the contingency plan which everyone need to have, because uncertain medical situation can come anytime in the life. Okay, and how much as a person we know, as like Vinod here means all of us, any of us. Okay, Vinod doesn't mean that there's someone called Vinod. Vinod is there in us. Okay, we all are earning. Okay, maybe I'm the single earner of my family, and I'm take care of my responsibility of my children and my wife and my other family members. Maybe you would be one of the other member along with your other family members who are earning. But again, question here comes that how much we are prepared for the uncertain regular income. If by any chance if that get interrupted, how much we have taken insurance to make sure that our assets, either life or non-life assets, are properly covered. How much we have taken health insurance, how much we are prepared for our future expenses, and how what are the ways we can fund them. So these questions should be there in our mind, and we should be prepared to give answers for this question. Otherwise, someone else in our family member definitely will get suffer because of this. So the next question is that given his current income and expenses, is he saving enough to create the corpus required? Because the moment if you start planning for the future, okay, you know that in the future there will be a lot of expenses for like if I take my example, my children education expenses, or any other dream if they want to get in the life, maybe by for buying a house, whatever so reason. So how much if I get to know that these would be my future expenses. Okay, does I have a some plan or some ways through which I can meet these expenses? As he, it doesn't mean that did I started saving money appropriately so that I could able to achieve these dreams. Okay, grammatically, guys, don't judge me on the basis of my grammatical skills. I may not be sound very perfect. when it comes to grammatical skills. So please pardon me for that part. Okay, the going further, that once we are talking about ourselves, once we are seeing the situation of our current income and expenses, the question comes that how much we are prepared for this scenario. Okay, so does it mean that now once we are prepared about this, once we know that we need a huge corpus in the future to make sure that we achieve our dreams, so that possibly this is the moment we should start planning for investment. And even then, if I plan for investment, I know the basic mathematical formulas of future value of annuity or sinking fund, through which I can actually calculate like based on my saving per month and my dream, how much rate of return I should get on my product. Okay, it's a very simple mathematical formula. If I show you, it's very simple mathematical formula that you can even do, or you can do in an Excel with the future value of annuity. So you can just apply this formula for future value of annuity. Future value of annuity. Future value of annuity is the amount what you're looking to achieve in the future, is equal to A divided by rate of interest. A is the annuity. A is the amount what you can save per month into 1 plus a rate of interest, okay, to the power time minus 1. Okay, you can apply this formula. Okay, in case if I'm talking about per month basis, so you can divide this by 12. Okay, what you can rate of interest what you're getting. Okay, you can just divide this by 12, and time you can multiply with 12. Okay, per month basis if you're doing, you can divide it by 12. You can just apply this formula, future value of annuity formula. This will help you to calculate or to work on your future plans if you have anything. Or you can use in Excel. There's FB function is there in Excel. In the next chapter, I'll talk about time value of money. There you can see this FB function you can use, where they'll ask you NPER. NPR is the time period, then rate of interest. Okay, then they will ask you PMT. PMT means the annuity. Here this A here means annuity. Then they'll ask you PV. Okay, PV means like uh PV here means present value, means like like when you're starting an investment, are you starting with some corpus putting, and then you're putting EMI of certain amount every regular interval of time. Imagine if I want to buy a house of 60 lakh rupees, so I'm making a down payment of 10 lakh rupees, and then every month I'm paying 8,000 rupees EMI. So whatever is my down payment, maybe 1 lakh or 10 lakh, that would be my PV, and PMT would be the 8,000 rupees EMI what I'm putting, and then it would be type. Then it would be type. Type would be 0 or 1. You can by default put 0. 0 means at the end of the period. Okay, you can use this formula, and this will definitely will help you to achieve this. Otherwise, if you want a mathematical calculation showing you these things, I'll definitely will try to put in my further videos. I'll just show you this. You just write FB and then rate. You understood what is rate. A rate is the rate of interest, what I've written. NPR you understood, that is a time period. PMT means annuity. I gave you an example that for buying a house, I have put a corpus of or I have done a down payment of 10 lakh rupees and 8,000 rupees EMI. So PV would be that 10 lakh rupees, which is a down payment, and PMT would be the monthly installment what I'm paying in the form of EMI for that. Type, you by default put 0. I hope you understood this. Okay, or here if you use rate formula, by using the rate formula, you can again do the same work. To here you can calculate like what rate of return can you expect uh, to achieve this dream. You have certain saving per month, and you have certain dream. Maybe my saving is 8,000 rupees per month, and my dream is to get a 60 lakh rupees house. So FB would be 60 lakh rupees house. Okay, 8,000 rupees per month would be my annuity or PMT. PV would be the 10 lakh rupees, 10 lakh rupees down payment what I'm making. Okay, so if you insert these things into this formula, a rate formula, you'll get to know the rate of interest. Okay, what rate of interest you should target for doing the investment. Maybe that rate of interest, simply maybe just for randomness, I'm telling, maybe that rate of interest you got maybe 20%, 25%, and then you know that fact very well, that at this present scenario, getting 20 or 25% is very difficult. Okay, it's not unachievable, it's definitely an achievable perspective, but then you have to get a little bit aggressive in the market. So at this present scenario, can you become that much aggressive in term of investment, because you have a lot of responsibilities to work on, and you may not be able to take that much risk in the market. Okay, because there's a normal saying in the market that 100 minus your age, 100 minus your age, that much percentage of money you should put in equity. Okay, and then whatever is your age, that much percentage of money you should put in a risk-free asset or debt instrument. So you need to consider yourself, that where you are belonging. So if you feel that that possibly that cannot, that this way, this option may not be very lucrative in that way, so then we need to plan to minimize our expenses, so that we can save more money at the end of the day, and then that somehow will help us to achieve our financial plan. So these assessment we need to work on at every regular interval of time. Okay, question comes that what all assets or liabilities we have made over the regular interval of our time, so that that can be used as a leveraged when it comes to raising money from the market. Question is that what all forms of investment are suitable for us if we are planning for such kind of uh, attainment of the dream. Again, the same thing what I told you here, like you need to consider here that while deciding that investment options, what all you have, you need to also think about that what all forms of responsibilities we have. The question we need to attain here is that how much is our risk appetite, and based upon that only we can think about how much risk we can take in the market, because more risk, more return. And at the same time, we need to also judge ourselves that how much is our risk appetite, and then only we can achieve our required dream, what we want to attain. So basically, financial planning is a process that help us to assess our present financial situation, so that we can have a better management of personal financial situations by working on the key elements which can help us to attain our goals in a long run. And that is the agenda what we need to see whenever we work on our financial planning dreams and obligations. I hope this much you have understood. So this much I'll do in this session, and then I'll continue talking about point 1.2, understanding the need of financial planning, in my next session. Thank you, everyone.